Hello, ComicsGate. This is Midday Repartee. I am Ratan Glory, joined today by the creator of Blood Hunt and Tales from the Natverse. Sim, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome today. My wrist is back.
Yes.
After 5 days off, I'm finally back drawing. I started drawing yesterday. Feels freaking amazing.
Nice.
And how
Back
are
to
you doing
drawing
today?
16 hours a day?
Okay. I'll start with 10, then,
Okay.
tomorrow 16, and go back to 25. Uh,
Right.
right, that's it, right? 25 hours in a day.
That's for you. Yeah, you make it seem that way. Jesus.
And
That's
how are you
incredible.
doing today, Rod?
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's a nice. I've got some free time this week, so I'm getting a lot done. Working on the script, getting ink spots, more pages. By the end of the week, we should have a full rough draft of the script, and yeah, it's coming along, man. It's coming
Can't
along.
wait to hear more about it.
Yeah,
I know
dude,
you're
I'm
keeping
really.
it hush hush.
Yeah, I like to. We want to have some really strong imagery and components to unleash when we, fully announce it. Um, I think it's just better that way.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been a good week, man.
As long as you
Yeah.
have your test committee, like, your close friends that you test it off from. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, for
Because
sure.
you don't want to invest yourself in 1 year and then ask the first advice when somebody goes, dude, you should that you see this? Oh fuck, I have to
What?
restart everything.
Yeah, that's a really valid point. That's a valid point.
Yeah,
Um, it's good advice, because I guess I tend not to do that a whole lot.
we all do.
Just
We all
ask.
do in the beginning. It's
Yeah.
it's one of the things that I had that Turner and a few others told me. It's when you start, you want to make it so perfect before you even talk about it, share it, and shit like that, and you'll work, and end up not doing nothing.
Yeah, man. I mean,
The
it's
finish not perfect type of thing, as in like, don't be afraid to share it out. Like, ask for opinion and criticism.
yeah, it's good advice. I need to have a network of people that
Mm-hmm.
I can do that with for sure. Um, I'm just such a I fly solo, so I'm just so used to that.
You've
And
been a lone wolf for so long.
but ComicsGate, it's a whole different ball game, and I'm having to adjust and learn and figure that
Mm-hmm.
out. That you can actually reach out to people, and they want to work with you. Uh, they want to share their knowledge. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's the best thing of
Um,
CG.
yeah. So I thought we've got a couple topics here. I kind of wanted to delve into the whole, they're coming after Sean Gordon Murphy again. Um, this guy just can't catch a break, and that's probably because he showed that first sign of weakness. Uh, Apologized, bent the knee. I can't remember what the first deal was. I think it was Doug, doing the cover for Doug to Naple. Kind of kicked it
Uh,
off.
no, there was a few things that happened before. You know,
Gargoyle,
they were
George.
going at him. He was backing down. He was changing. Then there was that cover. But that entire fucking stupid thing of grooming, and what's the other thing they're using there?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna. And I want to.
The
There's
other expression there, what was they're using there?
love bombing or something.
Love bombing. I researched that thing. You know what it means?
What does it mean?
It means being affectionate to somebody. Like, it means when you're accusing somebody of love bombing, because they're using their sexual traits. Like they're trying to seduce you to get their way with you.
Okay.
Like, they're being flirty, seducing you on on a long way to have something
Wow.
out of you.
Okay.
So technically, what he's saying, what that person is saying, is, oh, he was nice to me.
Right. Exactly. That's what. It's like, really. This is what it's come to now. Just someone trying to be not possibly more than likely just trying to be nice, trying to be a friend, maybe.
Like, not many people are talking about it, but dude, it's been one of the things that like, you can read about. There's a lot of big employers and CEOs and big companies and stuff like that. That right now, some of them are deciding not to hire any woman because of that, or stuff like that. Because right now, you can't even be like 5 minutes alone with somebody
Yeah.
that, if she has bad intention or something, she can accuse you of something. And
why take the
Yeah,
risk? You know,
exactly.
you can't put yourself in that position. It's
And
I get it,
business is not about taking stupid risk.
right? Right.
Usually your risks are calculated.
How you doing, George?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Not really so good.
No?
It's been a trying hour or so.
What's going on?
But I'm a little disappointed in another ComicsGate product. But forget my angst.
I think I know what it is. The non-filled page,
Oh,
the big margins and stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
you're aware of this too?
I just saw it. I just saw it not too long ago. So yeah,
Mm.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, well,
I had a similar reaction.
Oh, that's
But
too bad.
Yeah.
it left. I don't want to dwell on it. I mean, I made my statement on Twitter, but
Yeah.
it left me hollow. I mean, it just left me really really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's understandable, and you know, I did.
I mean,
ComicsGate definitely has a we. You know, I think we tend to shy away from criticizing creators in CG or fellow creators, especially,
It's
and
not
I get
just
that. I mean, it's understandable. It's like you don't want to hurt somebody else's um, chances to.
I think we're past that. I mean,
I think so.
we had too many campaigns poorly treating the customers poorly. At some point, what are we going to do? Continue looking away and not holding people up to criticism, to
Right.
scrutiny, to the fact that hey, guy, you're really making us look bad. It's not you looking bad; it's us looking bad.
Yeah, but there's a difference between criticism and attacking somebody, right? You can
Yeah.
criticize somebody and you don't have to destroy or go after them. You could just give them criticism and that's it.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's a there's a fine line, and I think there certainly is a right way to do it, and I think it is important that we do it. You know, it's and a lot of times it could just be it's subjective, completely subjective thing, but sometimes, it sounds like in this instance, it may be a little more objective. It's a little more cut and dry. Like you don't feel like you got what you paid for. I mean, is that accurate?
Well, I was for the longest time. I'm sorry for stuttering, but for the longest time, I was very concerned about ComicsGate projects, and which is why I waited until
Hmm.
products came out. Which is why I waited so that way I can actually buy the digital. And I've been buying the digital at every chance I can. I've been contacting every producer of ComicsGate product and says, hey, through the DMs, hey, can I buy you the digital from you? Just give me a price, give me an email address, and I'll buy the digital from you right now. Your book's produced. I'd like to buy the digital. I like it
Hmm.
enough. I'll buy the hardcover. Not the hardcover, the hard copy, right?
Right.
And if they go into another project and they have the previous issue and the current issue, I would do that.
Yeah.
I only broke my rule once, and that was because of Cecil. Because Cecil is love and Cecil is life.
Yeah,
But,
I
but
went out of character too. I usually because I have limited funds. Usually, I can only afford to get the baseline copy of the book. But with Cecil, I had to get the whole shebang. So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. And
I
but
get that.
it's this this is this doesn't this was just it just didn't it just left me hollow. It left me sad inside. So I asked the question very nicely in a very humorous way as I can. I made a joke. The question is serious, but I framed it around the guy from Office Space where he goes, "Yeah, that would be great." The
Right.
guy, the manager who does that,
Yep.
and I left it at that. But it's like it's it's just it makes it makes a lot of us. I mean, Sim is working on a great project, right? I mean, just right now, and who's Gargoyle, and why am I looking at a blank sheet? Okay.
That's El Gargoyle.
It's the camera angle.
Well, draw something, man. At least, you know.
I am drawing something. I've been drawing something the whole time
You
when
just
you were
took
talking.
5 seconds
fool.
off, and then you start picking on him.
He's always drawing.
Yeah, you go on a whole
Always.
tangent that's off topic on the show, and I went on the Twitter to figure out what the fuck you're talking about because everybody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
You know,
but
we were
not
all
me.
doing the same thing. Everybody's like, what the fuck is this shit about?
You know,
I
the
found out
show
just
is.
before jumping in. Like I saw it. Yeah.
I mean, I think George is respecting the
Yeah.
show, and you know, I think that's
Okay.
why he's not like just.
We're not talking. He's not really mentioning it. It's just it's
I'm not here to do a shit show. I'm here
Mhm.
just it's just a straight concern. It's not about the person that's producing the product. It's the fact that it represents all of us. Every
Yes.
product that goes out there,
Right.
every production that is produced, every artist that is communicating with customers, they're not representing themselves. They're representing the entire community. And if you're gonna go into such a poor attitude in terms of communicating with your customers, or a poor attitude in terms of producing work that is not up to snuff, and I'm not talking about the art, mind you. Art is subjective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the production, the value of the production. You know, that's a completely different thing. You know, the typesetting, the pagination, the quality of the print, the paper in your hands, and all that stuff. You know,
Yeah.
the technical aspect. You know, all that has a direct effect not on one person or one group of people, the people that backed it. It has an effect on the entire community, and that hurts. And now we have more, at least a handful of verified poor customer relationships in the community.
Yeah, man, it's tough. But again, it's like
just
I
off the
think,
top of my head.
you know, ComicsGate is kind of like a self-cleaning mechanism. It,
Yeah.
you know, the customers, any of them that feel the way you do about the product, are they going to be backing the next one? So it's like
And you, Ron,
it's going to take
you're-
care of it's going to take care of itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but hold it, Ron. How do you feel about it? I mean, you're in the process of producing something with ink spots.
Sure.
How do you feel that you know, these odd man out, so to speak? I don't know whatever you want to call it, are actually, you know, ruining or changing the value system of the audience. You know, and you're going to come here. Will the grass be green? You know, when you come in with your book.
Right. It's certainly it does create a challenge. It means that you have to work that much harder to earn the trust of your audience. You know, because they might be more cautious. But you know, those are just things we have to overcome. There's a lot of hurdles.
the
for
way
all-
the way I like to bring up like one idea is like, yes, it may one, you know, many bad books may make like CG look bad, right? But you have to keep in mind that CG is not a company. CG is an ideology, right? So each of us come out and show what we have, and we offer something that, you know, let's say the CG way, right? But then it's the readers, the fans that decide if they continue supporting you afterwards, if you deliver or not, right? So I'm like Roger said, like it's type of like a self-cleaning type of thing. Like you come in, you show what you got, and you'll see if you'll make it or not. You know,
No,
so I don't
yeah.
think it really reflects on everybody from CG. If somebody has a bad book, it reflects on them most.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
think it does. I mean, I do think there is some spillover. I think it. I think George has something of a point there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't maybe feel it's as extreme as he feels it is, but you know, I'm not speaking from a place where I've been trying to sell a book yet. So maybe George feels the impact of that in a different way than I do at this point. You know.
Oh, I do. I have firsthand experience.
Right.
When I sold my book, I sold 18 copies directly from Indiegogo. But after I took it off Indiegogo and I had my direct store, I sold a lot more. Why? Because the people that bought after the Indiegogo campaign were disillusioned with ComicsGate. And when they heard that I had my store off of Indiegogo, they said, "Okay, great, I'll back you," because they didn't want their names popping up on the purchase orders.
Hmm.
They trusted me enough to buy directly.
Yeah. Now, I will say that I felt the format for the first book. I still enjoyed it. I didn't have, and I actually think it worked really well in black and white. I enjoyed the art. I didn't think it was that much of a problem. Um,
Oh,
or I wouldn't,
I have no idea about of the first book.
yeah.
All
But
I'm looking at
I
yeah.
can concur that my enjoyment of the follow up, uh, yeah, it wasn't great. I definitely agree with you there. Um, but I don't know. It's like he's gonna have to deal with, like, that's gonna. I really think it's gonna have the most impact on the individual. Um, Adam kicks ass in so many ways. He gives,
Like what?
uh, well, he gives a lot of, he shares the knowledge that he has,
A knowledge that everybody
on
else
his platform.
already has.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. You're speaking. You're speaking. I don't know that you can speak for everyone on that front. If
Okay.
somebody
Okay.
has zero knowledge about producing a book, then his videos
You're
might
absolutely right.
offer,
You're absolutely
you
correct.
know.
You're absolutely correct. That was a
And
misstatement.
he's come on, way back when I first started the channel. He came on and gave of his time, did an interview. Um,
I
he
thought we weren't
contributes.
giving names.
He contributes to the network. So, I you know. But yeah, it really comes down to the product. The product has to stand up. It has to be good. Otherwise, the rest of it, the rest of it isn't as important as the comic. Of course, that's the number one priority.
Yeah. Well, in our world, you can talk about it and you can do it. You know, and people who have produced are not talkers. They have produced. They have put out a product, and people have purchased it, and they are happy with it, and or they're not happy with it, but they have produced. Wagner, he has produced.
Yep.
He had a blip in his production, but he fixed it like a man, and he's produced. He's not a talker,
Yes.
he's a producer.
Not only did he fix it, he had fun with the whole scenario and turned it
Exactly,
into
exactly,
something that people could get entertainment from.
exactly.
That's a great,
I,
great.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll just throw a whole bunch of names out there. Ethan, he's not a talker. He has produced. Sim, he's not a talker. He has produced. Right? A lot of people are not talkers. They have produced.
Yeah.
Okay, but when you come across a talker who has produced substandard, did they produce, or did or where does the line where's the line drawn? I kid you not. I'm being serious. Where do you draw
No.
the line? And it's like you get a book and it's printed on the worst piece of paper you can possibly imagine, and
Right.
they haven't gone to press to do it over again. And I'm not talking about. Uh, I'm being very subtle here, but there was a book that was produced on very poor quality paper, and it devalued the quality of the production. The artist was fantastic, the writer was great, but the value of the physical product was terrible, absolutely terrible.
Right.
Has that book gone back to press to fix the problem? No, it hasn't.
Yeah. I don't. Shit, dude. I mean, again, it really, a lot of it falls to the fans, and I think that's going to take care of itself. But I guess what you're kind of bringing to the forefront is what responsibility does the network itself have of creators,
How to keep a quality control type of thing.
Well, quality
or
control,
is there
or
any? Should there
yeah.
be any? Should another creator
But
have to
I
do
believe,
anything or be held responsible at all for another creator's mistakes? Or
but
Well,
I believe in
well,
CG. I believe in CG. The quality control is made through time, like you're saying, right? It's a vetting order thing. Like you deliver, let's see, one shot, two shot, and the consumer and let's say the YouTuber, reviewers and stuff like that, and it's them that will make the decision. If the quality is up to par for them. Like you said, like the art is it's subjective to the people that are looking at it. Some people don't mind certain things that I mind in books. That something will break it or not. Like I won't buy a book because of a so thing. But some people just don't care about it, and some people like it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, what I'm thinking, market will. I rely on the fans, the readers, the supporters to kind of do that in a way. So me, I just focus on trying to deliver the best I can.
and
I was talking with Rod. They're like, dude, I got the guy to make 2 tests. I'm paying extra for the black. I had 2 proof in,
yeah,
just to make sure that the book came out right. I showed them like a quick, version of the proof so they could tell me their opinion.
Okay, a couple of things. One is Samir. Look at my timeline on my Twitter timeline, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But the newsprint was talking about a book that was long since produced many months ago. Also, I rely on Sim to produce the best work that he's done. Why? Because when he looks good, I in part look good, and because I'm in the same community as he is. Right? If you have to think about this.
Yeah.
If you can't think about any other way. If I wasn't in this community with him, his value would not reflect on me, because there's something that is spoke about in marketing and advertising and branding. It's called quality through association.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a fact. And this is a quantifiable product. If you associate yourself with another brand, and that brand is a quality product, you are elevated or supported, and you're becoming much better in a perception of the customer. So, as an example, if Sim was associated with Coca-Cola, his value would be quality through association. He's associated with Coca-Cola. His brand, his value would be that much more.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
That's the example.
Yeah, no,
you
make perfect sense.
But I think Sim's a Pepsi guy, right, Sim?
I used to be a Pepsi guy. Now I'm drinking Coke.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
Oh, by the way,
Coke.
I want to tell Sim, publicly, I tried to pimp you on the last show. I wasn't successful.
Well, thank you.
And I'm not talking about your art.
I picked up the slack though. It worked out in the end. It was fun.
Thank you, guys.
So okay, I'm glad you brought that.
I'm sure it was funny, George.
I do actually appreciate you brought that to the table, George. It is a really important. Maybe we should set up a whole show to talk about it. In a broader sense, for sure. But I do want to get onto this. This is a Thinking Critical is putting out
his new BFF FFR is coming out.
Yeah,
remember that pic? Like my new BFF.
Yes. So, Thinking Critical, I've been checking out that channel for a while, and he's putting out good stuff. And I'm just gonna play the part of the video here that goes over the specific tweets, and just so people know how ridiculous this is.
Well, I firmly put this next one in the less valid. This is an accusation from Mags Visaggio against Sean Gordon Murphy, and I'm going to read out it's a series of 3 tweets. It's part of a larger section, but these basically cover the accusation itself. And this is what Magdalene Visaggio tweeted out. I'm not looking for comfort and sympathy, so please no internet hugs or advice. I just want to talk about what happened to me this weekend. Again, Sean, referring to Sean Gordon Murphy, never touched me or intimated he might do so. I am not accusing him of assault, but he did hook me and use me. Everything from the unfulfilled promises of future professional and financial assistance to love bombing, all in the service of making sure I defend him when he did problematic shit, textbook stuff I spent days thinking over and talking about with other women. He did it too. What scared me more than anything Sean did was how easily he did it to me. I wanted some of his shine, and he validated me during a period of intense career anxiety. I was not smarter than everyone else. I was not smart enough to see it. I don't even know what to say here. This is hogwash. This isn't an accusation. It sounds like Sean Gordon Murphy.
So that's the whole thing.
Okay,
That's the attack.
Okay,
Yeah.
before we continue, I have to respectfully go because the Sean Gordon Murphy thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was regarding mags and all that stuff. It's absolutely silly, and
Yeah.
I have no humorous comment to make to add to the
Okay.
show.
Oh, dude, he's,
No,
accused,
I get it.
he's accused of grooming,
Yeah,
love
yeah.
bombing, just because he was nice and befriending Mags, and Mags didn't get what.
I think this is going to be
It
a
wanted.
first. I think this is going to be a first for me. I'm actually going to drop out during a show. I apologize to my host.
No
here.
apology necessary, man. I just wanted to hit on this real quick before we get to the main topic of the show. If you want to come back in after this, you're more than welcome, man.
Okay.
right.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Oh, George, he's so awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
The Blue Caesar.
Quite a
Ryan,
character.
what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going? You guys started talking about this, so I wanted to hop in and throw my 2 cents in. So
Yeah, dude, it's absolutely insane. Like, this is nothing. This is what's now an attack on. Like, somebody was nice to me, therefore evil.
yeah, well, and somebody was making this point yesterday. This is kind of Sean Gordon Murphy's fault. If you're going to if you're going to allow these people into your circle, if you're going to let a snake into your house, you're going to get bit, and that's what happened. But then the other thing I'd like to note is take a look at the amount of likes and retweets and comments.
Oh yeah, so low, dude.
Yeah.
Insane. It's like 2 retweets, maybe 3.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think that speaks volumes about where Mags is in terms of her influence in the what do you call that? The intersectional pyramid of power.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that she's lost momentum, lost support. I mean, if you can't even get the Twitter mob to support what you're doing, come on, it's over. Sean, I do think Sean holds responsibility in this. You know, just the actions he's taken from the outset. From the moment he started getting, experiencing friction with this crowd, I think he made a lot of missteps, showed a lot of weakness,
Oh yeah.
A lot of fear. So the SJWs kind of smell the fear and they come at you hard. So
what I don't understand is he's got to be Sean Gordon Murphy has to be cognizant of ComicsGate, right? Like he has to.
He does know about it.
But is there a possibility that he is? Let me put it this way: if I was not ComicsGate, I would at least look at ComicsGate and try to learn some lessons there. And it seems like Sean Gordon Murphy has been willfully ignorant of how to behave when the cancel mob comes after you. He could have nipped all of this shit in the bud. I mean, I would cite anybody know the comedian Joey Diaz.
Yep.
They were coming for his ass the other day, and he had a perfect response, which is fuck you.
Yep, that's the only one you can have.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming for Ron Jeremy, and it's ridiculous.
Ron
with him.
Jeremy?
Oh, really?
Are they?
And I know and I don't like to bring this up. I knew him. I actually lived with the guy for a little while because he did a stand-up show at my brother's bar in Baltimore a long time ago. And I used to see all kinds of women of all kinds of ages come up to him and demand him to pull his cock out in the middle of the fucking bar, and he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that." And I don't. One time at my dad's birthday party, he was a guest, and there was this whore that did an anal ring toss, and out of nowhere, she was his goth bitch. She locks herself in the bathroom with him, and she starts sucking him off. And funny you bring up Joey Diaz right afterwards. Right afterwards, we go to the Improv in Irvine and watch Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Are you from
It was an
Baltimore?
interesting night. No, I'm from Michigan. I don't want to reveal too much myself in one day, but
no problem.
But my family runs a whole string of bars. So when I was young, my first opportunity was working a bar in Baltimore with my brother.
Cool.
It was cool. As 19 years old, experienced my life. Had too much fun.
Right? Yeah, dude. I bet you got some stories, man. Shit.
I didn't appreciate it. My neighbor was a comic book writer. He was telling me this story because he saw me wear a Squee t-shirt once. And I was like, yeah, fucking bullshit.
Yeah, so there isn't a lot to say on this, I guess. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. I don't think Sean has, as far as I could tell, I don't think he's given any response on YouTube or Twitter, which is the best move. And I don't think this is the actual attack. I think she's trying to trap him in some way with whatever he comes back with, if he does, with somehow him being transphobic. And I think she set a trap for him. And hopefully he doesn't step in it, I just hope he doesn't step in it. He should just ignore it outright, not pay any attention to it.
His absence of saying anything probably might be the best evidence for him having learned a lesson or two.
Right. Just let it go by, man. Nobody cares. It's not a thing. So just let it not be a thing. Yeah.
Hopefully the DC Mafia or the AT&T Mafia doesn't go, just think about your career. Maybe you should apologize to it.
Sorry, I was not attracted to you.
That's exactly, I think, what Mags is hoping for. Anything like that, even if it's completely innocuous. Like, it's okay to not be attracted to someone. It doesn't mean anything about their gender or just not attracted to you. But even that could be weaponized so easily against him. So I just hope he ignores it outright. That's the thing to do.
Well, it's a weird generation, to be honest. You can't even tell a girl she looks good, even if she asks you.
Right.
She'll sue you for inappropriate harassment.
Oh yeah,
but she asked me.
My wife's colleague just got fired the other day for some nonsense too.
Really?
And he was having I'm trying to think if I can say this. I can be general. He was having a conversation with a patient, and he made a dumb dad joke, and he got hauled into the office, and you're out of there because it wasn't the patient that complained. It was another nurse in the room who has a history of being a real cunt bag. So, it's like when all this Me Too stuff started happening, I knew at work, like teachers like to drink and hang out and stuff, and as soon as it all started, about 2016, for me, I was like, you know what? Nope.
No more of that.
You don't get to hang out with me. We don't go to bars. You are a person at work.
Yep.
Very smart, dude. And it's the way it needs to be. And
arm's distance.
I don't know. Maybe it always should have been. It seems like it shouldn't be necessary, but especially that's the right decision to make, for sure.
It sucks though, because it might be the
Even
right.
even Cavill made a freaking thing on Twitter and a video about the fact that right now he'd rather stay home and play video games because he's afraid of going dating or even flirting with a lady or anything. And he got fucking paraded and attacked like a motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for just being honest. Like, this is my honest reaction to what's going on. You can't even these. I don't understand. I feel like, and who comes to his defense? Like, do any of his colleagues step up and say this is complete bullshit? I mean, I don't know if that happened or didn't happen, but it's like, if people don't start standing up for each other in these scenarios and just shutting it down completely, it's just going to keep going. And it's we have to step up and stand up for the people around us when this shit goes on, man. Enough is enough.
Yeah, and it's going to take regular people just getting tired of this fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, George again.
I feel better. I had a nap.
Now that's what I call a power nap, dude. Nice. Nice. Yeah, man, I know you had a rough beginning to your day. I get it. So the other topic I wanted to hit on was, Japan is actually quite concerned about their shit getting, which is ironic as hell. But Japan is concerned about their anime and video games being censored in the U.S. What kind of impact it's already having a financial
But not just
impact.
in the U.S. because right now the U.S. are censoring for China, for all the other country. You can't have the Nazis, you can't have this, you can't have that. They changed the game just for China, right?
Yes.
But the thing is, you brought up that subject, then I'm like, hey, that's relative to something I read yesterday. That right now they're trying to say that Japanese are the same as Caucasian white now.
Mm-hmm. I laughed my ass
So
off.
right now Japanese are in with Caucasian white.
Oh no.
I'm like, what? Yeah.
Oh wow, dude.
Fucking Japanese hate white people. Japanese hate mixed race people. They don't accept mixed race people in their country. You ever seen that video of the Japanese protesting at that Four Seasons hotel with a loud horn? Literally sounds like a South Park episode. White kids go home.
Yeah, but from what I've heard in the last few years, it has changed a lot. They even encourage people to go there and reproduce.
Yeah, well, the birth rates are super low.
Yeah.
And they need...
They love us now.
Well, and they're okay with us, generally speaking. I think the attitude's
It's China
changed.
that always had a problem with us.
China in particular has an issue, but I think more to the point with their fear for American censorship, they have every reason to fear for it.
Yep.
And the best way to circumvent it, and I don't know why they haven't done this more thoroughly, is they need to start marketing to anime to what do they call them now? Weebs. I used to watch anime all the time when I was back in the day. I didn't know.
Right. Yeah.
I never heard weeb. But anyway,
We need a new thing.
they need to directly market to weebs, and no more of this. No more Crunchyroll nonsense. No more of this Rooster Teeth bullshit. You gotta make your product and sell it directly to the anime consumer, because otherwise it's going to go through that leftist American / Chinese / whatever censorship bullshit.
Now, I looked into this a little bit before the show. Just kind of wanted some background on it, and as I understand it, Japanese anime has been really censored from the get-go, all the way back, going back 20 years. It's not a new thing. And it's just American companies kind of making a decision that this might be inappropriate for American audiences, especially younger audiences. And there is a big cultural, typically in American culture, kids watch animated material. It's not an adult product, but that's not the case in Japan.
In France, neither. In
So
Europe,
yeah. So I guess there's some validity there. okay, this parents are gonna see, oh, it's animated, so it must be for my kid, and it's like the goriest, most sexualized thing you can imagine. So, I don't know. I can So the censorship has been going on a long time. The difference, of course, now is exactly what Ryan just said. It's a very leftist. The censorship is for nonsense. It's for like, you know, anything that they deem problematic, which is just a woman being feminine or, you know, whatever it might be. So it's definitely changing and it's having an impact. They're worried about it, and I don't think they've been that worried about it up till now.
Well, even an anime recently in the past couple of years that got a lot of heat, that was marketed toward adults. I mean, you can't deny there's a show called Shield Hero, in which the first episode, these hapless adventurers go into this cave of goblins to try to
Goblin Slayer.
Oh, Goblin, was that Goblin Slayer? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, Shield Hero was another issue, and that
Yeah.
that had a similar, not dissimilar take, but yeah, in what would you call it?
Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer.
Goblin
Yeah.
Slayer.
The
That first episode is.
that first episode was rough.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was like, damn, they're setting a tone in this one. But yeah, they couldn't handle it. They just it is like it's a disease, a desire to feel professionally offended about anything and everything.
It's the same problem that we have in comics. Like in the Western world, where people are still learning that comics is not just for kids. It's like as soon as you say comic books, people are like kids. That's why a lot of people have been trying to push the graphic novel, right?
Mhm.
Title, because they it's like we're trying to build that more mature audience, like break the zeitgeist that comics are for kids. It's the same thing with animation.
Mm.
Right.
Oh,
Also,
and-
the rest of the world know that, remember Fritz the Cats. Animation was not just for fucking kids. It's never been just for kids. There was porn animation. There was all type of things before.
Yes. Right.
But the sort of pearl clutching leftist, I think, has probably done more damage to art than we saw threatened in the late 80s and 90s with the pearl clutching Christians trying to censor everything.
Right.
So it's anime. The Japanese, dear God, I hope they don't. I was watching a news clip the other couple of months ago of there's apparently Antifa in Japan too. They're just as nuts.
Oh wow.
So yeah, they were marching around. I don't think that the Japanese are going to take too kindly to it for too long, but yeah, they need to market directly to the consumer because and that's the only way that artists can get proper.
Yeah, I
patronage.
don't. I don't know how that works exactly. Like, I don't know how they have to, who they have to deal with to get to distribute into the U.S. I'm not sure what the rules are there. I don't know if they have a choice.
Don't the Japanese have like 1 or 2 million people per square mile?
They might.
It's very crowded. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
So I'm just trying to picture Antifa. It's statistically invisible in terms of their population in Japan, trying to make up a space of 20 feet as their Chaz zone in Japan.
They've got like one table, and yeah, dude.
Heads stand on top of each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that would be a victory, a major victory for sure. Oh man. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's almost like we were talking about with the Sean Gordon Murphy thing. It's just, I think everyone enough is enough. We all need to stand up. Colleagues, professionals, everybody just needs to stop, like, hoping it doesn't come to their door Just please don't let it happen to me. We just gotta stand up for each other. And
it's like what happened to those good old companies that was like, we'll treat our clients with good and offer you good quality thing, good service and stuff like that. But when people would go, don't do this, don't do that, go, fuck you, don't tell me what to do, please.
They all got that Chinese investment money is what happened.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's when you're becoming a big corporation, you start selling stocks, and now it's like a lot of them are mainly owned by Chinese stock, and iron and this and everywhere around the world. And it's one of the reasons why China had to agree or disagree on the purchase of Fox by Disney. They're the one that had to say, yes, we agree or we disagree, or the sale was not going through. So why do you think? Yeah. They had the last word on it.
Now, that didn't include Fox News, did it?
Nope.
I didn't. I was like,
it's Fox movies and anything that was like video games. I think also.
That's a good, because I didn't realize that when I first heard about it. I was like, oh, there goes Fox News, the only count. I'm not saying Fox News completely biased the other way, but damn, if they're not the only mainstream news outlet that I can see right now that's saying things I at least agree with for the most part. I mean, so I'm glad that didn't get. If Disney had gotten, that would have been the end of Fox News, obviously.
Yeah.
Instantly. So.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's horrible. It's just whatever the leftist pro-clutching mob wants to do to anime. It's no different than destroying the statues, of our culture. Let's see.
Yeah, I can't believe that's, they're being allowed to pull down property like that with no repercussions. Like how, again, where are the authorities? Why is this being allowed to happen? Not even allowed, but applauded. Like, this is insanity.
It all starts in the schools, and they've got your kids, and that's exactly how that works. I mean, anybody I talk to, I tell them, keep your kids out of public schools as much as you can, because this is where it's all coming from. And even in deeply conservative states, any teachers union, any teacher group is going to be extremely left leaning. The teachers unions are all just they're all just wings of the Democratic National Committee, and the Democrats have just completely abdicated fully to socialism and or communism, whatever, as you will. Right. So your kids are everybody's kids are getting a healthy dose of nonsense, and unfortunately, there's just enough of them that believe that it becomes a problem. So they're not being taught anything. They're not being taught anything other than Hitler. Somebody was saying this the other day, and it was absolutely true. They're not being taught anything other than about Nazism, Hitler, and the Civil War. That's it. That's what history class is. They don't know anything other than that. Anything.
That's insane.
Yeah, it used to be Civil War, slavery, and Christopher Columbus. They never taught me beyond anything. They didn't even teach me anything about World War II.
They didn't really get too much into World War II. Just that Nazism existed and it was bad, and we fought them. And you're right, Christopher Columbus and how evil he was, and then he was kind of a cunt, but
they didn't tell us how evil he was until the 8th grade, and then they were like, oh, he burnt Indians. You couldn't sleep over hearing their screams, blah, blah, blah. It's like, really? Why did you teach us this guy when we were a fucking kid? How great he was.
Like, you made him a hero, and now I'm having nightmares. What the fuck?
Yeah. And then all they say is, I didn't do great things to the Indians when you're fucking 7. And then when you turn 14, you're like, what the fuck? And then, God, when I was 14, they repeatedly had me watch Amistad when that first came out. And I couldn't get that scene out of the fucking naked women being fucking dragged down to the ocean out of my fucking head over and over again.
Unreal, dude. What were you going to say, George?
It's like them telling you Santa Claus is not real as you get older. I reject that statement. And also, up here in Canada, we had an added education on serfs, or the feudal system, serfs, lords, peasants, all that stuff.
Sure.
That was added to our history lesson. Also added to our history lesson was the Aztecs and the Egyptians. A little bit of Rome, but that was it. They skittled across the Christianity, but they never actually went full on retard.
Yeah.
with the subject matter. A retard meaning not retard. You weak willy. Anyone who's listening to it, it's just a joke. Gosh.
Yeah, you didn't have to qualify that. I don't think.
But someone on the replay is probably going like, "Oh yeah, I'm making a list right now." Santa Claus is real.
Found it.
Found it.
Everything that
Oh yeah. Yep.
Well, duh.
Japanese
everybody knew that.
And now scientific data regarding Jamon, ancient Japanese, from originally from present-day European that came from the Caucasian mountain, present a fresh look on Japanese history along with it. So yeah, Japanese are now white Caucasians.
Wow, this is quite the alley-oop, man. So now they can dunk it. Wow, it's grouping them in. Let's get that. We gotta clearly define this segregation we're creating. So,
well, they're also doing great with manga and anime. So welcome to the folds.
Yeah, come on in.
Well, now I can tell my wife that now Japanese people count as white people. Now she can be attracted to them.
I've always been attracted to them.
No, you ever have those weird dinner conversations with your spouse and she talks about how she's not attracted to Asian people and it's like, okay, great. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly.
Yep.
All right. Well, damn. Our topics kind of fizzled out a little bit today, I guess.
We were on topic.
I think
get back into censorship.
No, I don't think there's a whole lot to expand on it. It's fucking bullshit. We hate it.
We haven't actually touched upon the subject of the show.
Yeah, no, we did. I just I think I'm kind of low energy today. I did like 5+ hours of streaming yesterday. So I'm kind of just like, so I take full responsibility for not really bringing it to the show today. George always brings it. We know that. Sim is always on point. Yeah, it's just me today.
I need everybody to go see Ninja Scroll.
Oh, that's a fucking great movie. Love it.
That's a good anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never seen the second one though.
There's no second one.
Yeah, I don't.
There was never a second one. It was somebody else. It was another company that just made another adaptation type.
That's why it never seemed like the same one.
No, it's a different adaptation from the same novel.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
There's only from the Ninja Scroll. There's only one.
Okay.
Nice.
Resurrection. They made more. I think they made 2.
Yeah, Ninja Scroll changed my life. It was fantastic.
Now, is this something we can get that is unchanged and in its original form?
Yes, yes. You have to be careful because there's 2 versions. There's one where they edited out, they censored it. You have to find the uncensored one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's been going on for a long time. I mean, it's just it's evolving and becoming more intense, and I think that's why Japan's pretty concerned about it impacting their bottom line.
And if you really like the original Ninja Scroll, take a look at Basilisk, the series. That one was good.
Nice. How do you guys? I mean, I can't stand dubbing. I hate it when they dub the shit.
Yeah, I watch dubbing.
I watch dubbing.
Yeah, I prefer the dub because the dubs sub is sub. What am I? Why am I confusing
Dub or
this?
sub?
Dub
I
can
think-
allow me to draw while I watch him. That's what I
Yeah, I get that.
That's
I just
good.
feel like it changes the whole flavor of the thing. Like, I want to read the subtitles. I want to hear the
Yeah.
original actor voices in the right language. I think
You
the
know what?
essence of it is changed otherwise to me.
This is a great short topic. I like dubbing and subbing. What I like subbing on, Ghost in the Shell, all the everything that was produced with Ghost in the Shell. I love the original, the subs. I love the subs.
God, and the music is so good in Ghost in the Shell. Oh,
Yeah, the music, the TV series, was it Standalone Complex? I mean, just everything that's Ghost in the Shell, subs straight out. But everything else, dubbing.
Interesting.
I just can't. I don't know what it is about Ghost in the Shell compared to every other anime out there. For me personally, but that's the only product that I only respect the subs for. Everything else is dubbing. If I don't get a dub, I'm not going to watch it.
I'll watch a dub from
Fascinating.
time to time, but I found that the dubs are so the subtitles are far more accurate with what the characters are actually saying, that there's such a significant difference in the tone and what's being said that if I'm really sitting down to watch an anime, I definitely prefer subs.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, any foreign language, anything I watch, I prefer the subs every time. Like, I usually won't even watch it if I have to watch it dubbed. I just don't like it.
I thought we were just talking about anime in general.
Well,
Yeah, we were, but I'm just like, I just feel that way about any dubbing to any film anywhere. It just,
Yeah, I'm always drawing, so when I put something on, I'd like to have it in something that I don't have to read all the time because I don't always look at the screen.
yeah.
Full
Yeah,
Metal
but-
Alchemist is a good is a good dub one. They're not too it's not too bad. It's and I like the voice actors.
The movie Redline, the animated movie, great dub,
Oh, does that have a good one?
and it's very underrated. People don't know much about it, but find it.
Yeah,
Redline,
love,
the
dude.
animated
The
series.
art is so
Yeah.
incredible, dude.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the animation is sick. The style of it is like, hey, Japan just decided to try and do a heavy metal magazine.
Yeah,
An homage. It's fucking awesome. And one of the things that I love the most about that story is like they didn't try to choke it down by a love story, but they weaved in a love story so goddamn well that you root for it at the end, even if they ended corny in a corny little way. You're like, yes.
Yeah, dude. It wasn't bogged down. The
No.
pacing on that thing was just insanity, dude. It was so quick, and they
Yeah.
didn't bog it down in anything. Yeah, it was good. Very good. Cool. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up. And I'll bring my A game tomorrow for sure. after I
Get your
some
shit
rest.
together, Rod.
Get my shit together. Sim, what would you like to shout out for us today?
Tomorrow it's gonna be the Meta Baron show on my channel, so go sub to my channel now, Simon Sympathier on YouTube. I'm also on Twitter, and go sub to Tales from the Nazverse because right now I'm back to work on the page from the Luwani thing, and yeah,
Nice.
you don't want to miss it.
Cool. And I've got links for Sim down below in the description.
Awesome.
Yeah, check it out. Gargoyle, you got anything you want to shout out?
Back Slaughter Squad.
Indeed.
He's on his road to 5K. I told him I'd go on a stream and eat a whole bag of ghost pepper chips.
Oh yeah,
Damn, nice, dude. Cool.
Sacrifices.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm really happy to see him doing better this time, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Not a
stuff.
furry book.
Not a furry book. Ryan, what you got?
I'd like to shout out Richard C. Myers' "Do As You're Told," the Ballad of No. It's I really hate the title, but the book looks fantastic. The artwork is gorgeous, and I think that Kelsey Shannon actually, I think he's using real ink on this one. I don't think he's in the. I don't think he's using the tablet. So it's so gorgeous and so rich and very easy to read. So check that out.
Dude, Kelsey is such a master.
God,
I didn't realize he might be doing traditional inks. That's really cool.
I might be wrong, but that's what I thought I overheard. And there's a couple of folks in ComicsGate that are just virtuosos. I would say Kelsey is one, Mitch Brightweiser is another. Who else? Just who else has got really good facility?
Narwhal for sure.
Narwhal, yeah, he's got interesting. He very gestural and animated. There's all kinds of folks, and so Ballad of No.
Nice, man. Cool. Yeah, that one needs more attention for sure, and I really need to look at it. I think I might need I love Kelsey's work so much. I think I might need to snag that for sure. George, what you got for us?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for your service for eating those spicy chips. You'll be missed.
Yeah, and I want to know. I want to know when that happens. I want to be watching.
Gotta get Slaughter Squad to 5,000.
Yeah, and Sim, if no one's interested in watching the Meta Barons, what should I be watching then?
I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other people streaming at the same time.
Yeah, there's never a shortage of that. That's for sure.
There we go. Oh, and
all right,
Buckaroo Banzai. If anyone has never seen this movie,
Love that movie.
Banzai. That's my call out, and also the documentary that was done in 2016 on Buckaroo Banzai back in the 8th dimension. Two great products, 4 hours worth your time. Buckaroo Banzai and the documentary.
Buckaroo Banzai. Okay, I'm writing that down. I'm
the
gonna check that out.
original RoboCop.
Very cool. Nice, man. And of course, don't forget to hit GeorgePeterGatzis.com as always for all the good Blue Muppet stuff. Thank you, panel, for being here. I appreciate it. And thanks to the chat for hanging out with us today. Really chill stream. We'll bring the fire tomorrow for sure. So thanks everyone, and we'll do it upright when we come back tomorrow.